Hey now, hey everybody. Welcome. I just wanted to put this little video together. My name is Jeffrey Miller. I am going to be your instructor for the drone courses. Hopefully you're with both of them. You're in both of them with me at LMC this semester. Let me rearrange my camera so that I'm kind of more looking at you guys as I go about my little spiel here. So we are going to use this time as more or less an introduction and a quick overview of what you guys should expect in the course. This is the video for 12N. There will be a video for 10N also. 10 is the part 107 preparation, which is a completely online class. This class is technically not online, but I have a lot of lecture and other curriculum material that I post online. It kind of just makes sense to have things out there. But generally speaking, this class, 12N, this is basic drone piloting, is an in-person class. And, why am I doing it this way in terms of this syllabus online? I really don't want to, I really want to spend as much time as we can while we are in person out there flying. And I'll say that multiple times. So to me, it's the best use of everybody's time to be together. And when we are meeting in person, to be out there flying the drones and having fun. So something like this, let's just talk about it, get it out of the way so that you have a better understanding of what's going on and that I don't have to not waste, but spend an hour plus of all of our time sitting together while you have to listen to me. This way you can kind of watch it at your pace. So it's meant to give you guys an overview. Let's get into it now. I'll open up the syllabus on my other screen here. And so what I want to do is go over the syllabus and just a couple things on Canvas and try to give you guys, like I said, something to be aware of before you show up for class on the first Friday. FYI, okay, this is a little strange that they did it this way. The semester is technically supposed to start on August 19th, which is a Friday. I won't be there that day. I don't know really how many people are going to be around on campus for that day. So I am giving you guys this in advance. We're treating this as like your time for being in that class. And then when we meet on 8/26 in person, 8/26, that will act as kind of like your first day. Let's just put it that. Let's just kind of think of it that way. So don't show up to the class on the 19th of August because I won't be there. I don't think anybody will actually be there, to be honest with you. The 8/26, August 26th, 2022 is when we are going to have our very first, this is it class. And then from there on Fridays, every morning. Let's share our screen and get a little into this. All right. Okay, there I am. All right, so we are looking at the fall 2022 semester. This is 12N called Basic Drone Piloting. This is a non-credit course, and that means that there's no grade for this. It's a pass, no pass. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no rubric or metric for how I'm evaluating your success, whether you are qualified to pass or not pass, because there is, and I will go over that shortly with you. It just means that the way they set these courses up, it's kind of within this vocational education track. A few years ago when they were putting this together, I say them, I'm talking about the administrators. The non-credit was an easier way for them to get something like this course kind of on the books. It doesn't mean it's not as good, better, or anything like that. It's not a qualitative assessment of the class itself or the program itself. It just is essentially telling you this is a non-credit class. Pass, no pass. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about that. like I said, these classes being vocational, they're meant to kind of prepare you for workplace environments or work, you know, employment opportunities. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this better. Okay, so get a hold of me at my Los Medanos email. And just FYI, you have to first type J.E. Miller. If you type J Miller at Los Medanos, you're not going to get me. That's somebody else. So they put an extra letter out there for my first name and then my last name. So that's the best way to get a hold of me directly. You can also use the Canvas Messenger if you need to. I mean, we see each other every week anyways, but if for whatever reason, like if you have to miss a day or something like that, it's best to let me know just so that I can have a sense of, you know, your participation. That's actually, it's a good portion, a good chunk of your there I went, almost saying it. A good chunk of your evaluation for this class is how much you're actually participating. So, as I mentioned, we are an in-person class. Okay, this is in person on campus at Los Medanos in the Pittsburgh campus, and every Friday. I know that the catalog says till 12:10, I think. We won't go that long. It'll be about 11:30. Probably supposed to put 12:10 on here. But anyways, 11:30 is really about the latest that we ever really go. It's one of those things where as we get used to our routine and you are flying out there, most of it is free flight. I give you the opportunity for free flight, you know, hours. And so when you're done using up the batteries that we provide, that's it for your time. Okay. So sometimes students are finished at 11 or even before that. It really just depends on, you know, how much time you're taking, which is fine. I'm happy to stay with as many students till the end as possible. There's no real rush at this. For all intents and purposes, we have until 12:10. But I'm just kind of putting it out there. So we meet, if you've never been to campus, it looks a little daunting, but I promise you it's really not that bad to find it, okay, to find where we are. Come to so this is let's see, this is the main road here. What is that? East Leland Road, like where my mouse cursor is. What you want to do is you want to come all the way around like this and then kind of loop around. So you want to end up in lot B, okay, which is at the south end of campus. That's the best place to park, lot B. And then, so imagine on this map, you are now lot B here. You'll see the vocational technology is here, and this is a big, big building. It's all part of College Complex level 3. But what you're looking for is the auto shop. If you see the auto shop and the garages for the forklifts and stuff like that, you're in the right place, okay? To the right side or the east side of that would be the football field and the gym and stuff. If you've gone that far, you're too far to the right. You need to go back to where the auto stuff is. So there's a little path. As you come up B, there's a little path that will lead you along kind of the left side of the building. And so walk past all the auto stuff, walk past the garages, and then once you get to about right here, where the art and journalism buildings are, you'll find us the 505 room. Actually, it's right about here where my mouse is kind of highlighting. So that's room 505. I should be there. I'm going to try to be there before 9 for sure. But if anything, if I'm not there and you get there well before that time, you can walk into the vocational tech building. There's a guy named Clark. He's a really nice guy. He runs the tool room and all of the building facilities there. He can let you into the classroom. You just say, hey, I'm here for the drone class, looking for 505. He'll let you in. So that's where we're going to meet every Friday morning at 9 in the morning. That's when class starts. We will kind of give you a rundown. We will meet, kind of discuss housekeeping items and other general topics. For my goal is to be out there by 9:30. So really no later than that, I hope. Sometimes things can kind of go off into a tangent, which is fine. I welcome active discussion. I think it's good. But at the same time, I want us to be able to be out there to fly. So I will do everything I can to have all of your equipment charged and prepared and ready for you to essentially just take and go. We keep all of the drones inside the room there. They're locked up, and so they have the chargers and everything. They are all set. You'll see what this is like when we get going. There's a whole routine to it. Anyways, all right, so let's keep going, talk about this a little bit more. My office hour, I mean, we're in person too. So if you need to talk to me about something after class or before class, I could try to make time, right? But my office hour is if outside of that, if you wanted to chat about something, you can get a hold of me on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. This Zoom link is an open link for anybody in my classes to come and check in with me. Okay, so whether you need to or you don't, it's all good. It's totally voluntary on your part. If you need it, I will be there unless otherwise noted. But you can find me on Tuesdays at that time and at that link. There is a textbook. It's called Drone Photography Video Masterclass. It's a little bit dated, just some of the equipment they talk about, FYI. But it is an excellent, excellent book. I couldn't tell you more in terms of just how much I enjoy this book. And I really tried to vet quite a few texts over time, and this was the best one that showed up. It should be available in the bookstore. It's also available on Amazon here. Let's see, digital text resources. I don't think I'm going to actually supply that. Maybe chapters 1 and 2. I'm not really supposed to do that because it's, I'm not the author due to copyright. But here, I'll show you what it looks like. I think I have an example. Right here. Okay. So yeah, it looks like this. There you go. Okay. And it's a gorgeous book. It's not a hard read at all. It's actually a really nice kind of coffee table type book, but there's some very good technical information in there too. So pretty versatile. You could throw it really anywhere. There's more to it than just pretty pictures, although the pictures are very helpful. And, for somebody that's just kind of hanging out of your house, and they see this booklet lying around, they'll say, wow, that's a really cool book. Look at those pictures. And look at all that stuff. Really, this guy is a photographer at heart. And so he writes it from that perspective. You'll be I hope surprised in the sense that, the major takeaway out of this course is to help you guys develop and create aerial photography and videos like on a professional level. So I know we only call this basic drone piloting, but you'll get much deeper into producing, quality outputs from, when we start to when we finish at the end of this class. So get your hands on that book as soon as possible. It's very important that you have it as a supplemental resource for this course. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and read the book to you guys in the class or anything like that. It's really more for you to read outside of class time. All right, let's kind of skip through some of these things. I'm going to leave this. This all comes from the course outline or record. Talking about what do we do in this class. Like I said, we meet and we gather our drones up, and it doesn't really matter what your experience level is, because I come at this. I've worked with several semesters now with students coming from all various backgrounds and experience, and novice to professional in the class. And really it's not a matter of how good you are at flying the drones. That's not what I'm evaluating. It's how professional you can be, how aware and you know, ultimately the output of your aerial video final project that you put together at the end of the class. That's what's going to really matter for you here, and the effort that you're also putting in it makes a difference. So, I'm not going to cover these things too much. You can obviously read them, and I'm going to just kind of skip through. I just wanted to kind of clarify. We're not going to go through FAA regulations. I don't know why that's in there, but that's for the 10 class. All the FAA stuff is really in the 10 class. We could spend time. I hope that you guys are in that class as well. A lot of the time, students want to spend the first few minutes of discussion in 12 talking about FAA and prepping for their test, which is fine. I kind of leave that to be an open-ended time frame of like just general questions. But just so you know, this class, the content is related more to drone components, equipment, and then shifting to photography and the best practices for capturing and recording aerial videos, that kind of thing. So you will gain valuable piloting skills. I'm not expecting you guys to be expert drone pilots out of this, but you'll be certainly well off enough to understand and have a good perspective of, when I'm going to go fly, what does that mean? What do I need to be aware of? And how do I kind of grasp and understand and know what's going on when I want to capture photography? And what are the little intricate details of that? How do I make the best shot? How do I edit videos? That kind of thing. There's going to be some video editing as part of this. So anyways, other things to note here, we meet every Friday. I give you guys points for just being there. Just so you know, like I said, it's kind of one of those things that it's like, how am I measuring your success? I have to have something, some kind of barometer, right? So I'm not measuring you based on like how well you flew that day. I might set up some little obstacle course kind of stuff, but it's really more about, are you there and are you like actively participating and putting in the effort. So that's your participation, and I give you guys 10 points per Friday that you come, right? So there are points that will, I guess, technically add up to a percentage. Before I get too far into that, let's just back up here for a second. In addition to the participation, where the other big parts of your grade as well are the exams. There's 2 exams, okay? So the exams are proctored on Canvas, and your exams will be related to, like the first exam is best practices for flying, equipment, etc., like kind of drone hardware side, and then the second exam is more related to photography side. So those are all done on Canvas. I'll definitely give you a heads up about that before it's time to take the exam. There's PowerPoints, there's video discussions, there's all kinds of stuff that I put on Canvas to help you be successful at, taking your exams. But I'm not over your shoulder, and I don't give you a piece of paper and say, here's the exam, turn it in at the end of class. It's not like that. Okay, it's an online exam. It's at your own leisure of when and where you take it. Okay, but there's 2 of those. The class participation, roughly 12. I have to go back and look at the calendar. But here's how the points break down. Then you also have a final project. Okay, and that's the big one. That's the real big one. So at the end, we're really, once we get past the first, let's say, third of the class, the final 2/3 of the class are kind of leading you into how to do this final project, which is going to be related to how do you create a professional aerial, how you create a professional aerial looking type, video. And that could be used for maybe real estate or for construction or, I don't know, something else. But that's the intention here, is to kind of build your skills up and your confidence up to get to that point where you can actually produce, right? Produce. If you've seen the video that is on the LMC website, maybe that's how you got kind of recruited into this class. That was all student content, by the way. And the main at the end, you see there's a credit to Devin Jones. He was one of he was really the mastermind of that particular video. Put it together. That was part of his final project. Okay. So yeah, just overviewing here, because there are points, like I said, there's got to be something. So I evaluate, did you get up to 75%? Did you accomplish 75% of the points or not? And if you did, then you got to pass. And if you didn't, then you didn't pass. I'll be frank. Students that don't pass this class are ones that just don't show up, or they just don't do the final project, which is really sad. I've had students come to me and be in class for 3 months straight, and then they just don't do a final project just for no reason. And I'm like, I know your family back and forth by now. Like, why didn't you just do the project, right? So it's not a hard class. I promise you, it's not a hard class. If anything, it's more fun than, a fun learning environment than stressful. That's kind of the way I like to approach it. But you do got to do the work. You got to put in the time, and you do got to do the work, right? Now, if you have to miss class, that's okay. Let me know ahead of time, just so that I, like I said, have an awareness that something came up. That's all. And it's not that I'm a stickler for where you are all these times, just so that I know you didn't fall off the face of the earth, right? Like, if a student's gone for 3-4 weeks straight and I haven't heard from them, they haven't emailed me, I'm inclined to think that they just aren't coming back to class, and that's hard to kind of maintain the same level of success if a person stops participating. Okay, let's see. These final things are kind of boilerplate, so I'm going to leave these to you guys to observe. Next, let's go ahead and look at Canvas. Okay, this is Canvas. Let's go back to here. You'll see Canvas. Yours will look a little bit different than this, but you'll see Canvas shows up something like this, where it says Basic Drone Piloting. And fall 2022, drone 12N. So when you click on it, you're taken to this main homepage. The way I set up my Canvas home is the modules. It's really just kind of the calendar of events, the timeline of the course as we kind of stream through it. So you're obviously welcome to come at any point in time and look over here. This is the syllabus that I was just showing you guys. Here's information about the certificate from LMC. So yeah, if you take this class and the 10, you're qualified to earn the non-credit certificate from LMC, which is kind of a nice thing. These are a bit old, as you can tell, but it doesn't really matter. The content is still relevant. So you take both of those, you qualify, you get you don't get it right away. You have to apply for it. But if the requirements are you take the 2 courses. So take the courses, apply, boom, you get the certificate. Nice little thing to have on your resume. Let's back up here. Oh, I need to change that, don't I? Let's see. Edit this to Tuesdays. Here's the office hour, as I mentioned earlier. Bingo. Okay, so, and I'm going to go to student view. All right, this is what it's going to look like for you guys. So, again, if you wanted to check in with me on a Tuesday from 2 to 3, boom, just hit that little button. And if it's within that window, I will be there. If you need to email me or Zoom with me at a different time, we could do that as well. But I have to know, you have to give me a heads up a few days in advance on something like that if you wanted to. But yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Since we're meeting in person, you won't necessarily have to do too much here, other than look over the contents. That's really the theory that I provided to you guys. And then So when I mean theory, I'm talking about like for module 1, we go over the history, the uses, and the equipment. Well, what does that mean? So let's go into the first kind of introduction page here. And you could go kind of next to skip through these pages. I'm not really sure what the perfect science to doing this is. I'm a student myself, and so I kind of just aimlessly click around, kind of going back and forth between the modules. I don't really care which way you do it. But yeah, here's a lecture I put together about this. And you see there's some nice slides involved. I'm not going to cover these in the in-person class, by the way. This is meant to be your, I guess, homework, you call it, but this is meant to be your information, your material that will help you when you get to, and here's a video also, by the way. You click on this link, it is going to take you to YouTube where I have lectured about this. So it's valuable to observe both of those or more of those, whatever content I put on here. It's valuable information. I want you to give it a look over, and let's see. Oh, I did put the first 2 chapters of the Kennedy book. I scanned it for you guys. But you still need to get the book. You still need to get it on your own. Something like this, you don't have to do anything. This is more kind of placeholders for me. Nothing for you, nothing for you. And then when you get to, let's see, module 2, here, let's back up for a second. Okay, so looking at it from the module view, think of like all of this stuff here is related to this main topic. And then now we're getting into flying techniques. So we're in this topic here. And okay, so exam 1, just to bring it up real quick, this is your first exam. Let's see, quiz is locked until August 22nd. Well, you'll see it here momentarily, and we'll go over this in class. So this is not due until, well beyond when I'm recording this video. So I'll have plenty of time to share with you guys what this is going to look like. But you'll see an exam 1 and exam 2, and I still have to populate more things here on Canvas. So the class doesn't end on the 30th of September, by the way. I have a lot more things I have to organize dates-wise on my end. I've hidden them from you. What you'll end up seeing is the whole rest of the course kind of as we go through and I get time to do it, you'll see the whole course populated on here. So it's something to help you kind of keep track of what we're doing. So again, exam 1, exam 2, and then the final project. The final project is due the last day of class, which is December 9th. And like I said, we'll have plenty of time to discuss all of these items when we meet in person. So that's going to be it for my little discussion here. Let me stop sharing. Boom. Okay. So yeah, just quick reminder, like I said, do not come to class on the 19th. I will not be there, even though, like I said, we're technically supposed to do that. You watching this video and kind of getting that observation of what's to be expected is taking the place of that. And so we will meet up on the 26th of August in 5:05. Okay. And if you need anything before then, just reach out to me, email me. I am mostly around at this point in time. So reach out and send me a message if you have any questions about the course or where to go, or if you can't make it the first day or whatever it is. I'm happy to be there for you. And I look forward to meeting everybody in this class coming up soon enough. So hope you enjoyed that and that you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much.